Hey everybody, welcome to TIW Podcast. I'm Eric, and today I'm talking about the new comics that I picked up that came out on November 13th, 2019, I think. This is week 46 of 2019. There's some good ones. Some reminders of some comics that maybe I should not be subscribed to since I haven't been reading them anyway, but I'll get to all of that as I go through there. I have not had a chance to read any of this week's comics yet. I just picked them up today. I'm recording this on Friday. I'm recording this on Thursday. What am I even talking about? Early Friday morning, I'm flying to Las Vegas in preparation for the Great American Comic Convention. That is on November 16th and 17th, Saturday and Sunday, at the Las Vegas Convention Center, the Southeast Hall. It's the east part of the South Hall. I don't think it's actually called the Southeast Hall. It's like, I don't know what hall number. Anyway, go to LasVegasComicConvention.com for information about that. I forget what my table number. It's like a weird. It's a strange combination of a letter and a number. You know how that sometimes happens. It's a weird combo of those two things. They sent me an email that said what my table is, and I forget what it said. But if I remember, I'll post it on the Demon Jackal on Instagram and also on the website, demonjackal.com. So go find out all about that. If anybody listening is in the Las Vegas area, or if you just want an extra excuse to go to Las Vegas this weekend. I'm using it as an excuse to see a bunch of shows, and I might just see a show on Saturday. Actually, no, it's probably a good idea if I don't go see a show on Saturday night, if I just get some rest that night. But yeah, I'm super excited. I'm seeing, so Run just opened this week, and I think it might technically still be in previews, not officially, official opening. I don't know, but it was originally going to come out, start last week or the week before, and then they pushed it back. So they rescheduled. I got tickets, my ticket for this week instead. And then I also got a ticket to see Michael Jackson 1, since it's right nearby there. It's they're both at the Luxor, I think, or maybe one of them is at the place next to anyway, I'm seeing those on Friday night before the convention. I'm super excited for that. I'll talk about that in my I'll do a SmackDown episode sometime over the weekend, probably Saturday night. So I'll talk about it during that episode if you're interested in learning more about that. And then I'm also going to see Opium again. On Sunday, I got tickets for me and my tattoo artist Ken and her fiance Michael, and we're gonna go see that. They haven't seen it before. I've seen it 3 times before, and I'm still super excited to see it again. There's gonna be some new people on the cast when I see it this time. New people since from the last time I saw it. So I'm interested to see what the differences are. One of them is the lead singer, and the singer from before is amazing, and it looks like she's still doing some amazing stuff now in like New York or something, or I don't remember exactly, but I follow a bunch of them on Instagram, and I have not seen who the new singer is yet, or heard them, so I'm excited to find out. And there's a couple of other new cast members as well, but there's one. It's like it also really bummed me out. There's somebody else that is left, but I think most of the people that the acts I really like are still in there. But anyway, yeah, it's gonna be an awesome weekend in Las Vegas. And stay tuned for all that. So let's get talking about all of these comics. One of the comics that I forgot that I was subscribed to, because it's been out. They took a break for a while, I think, and it's Moonshine. Number 13 came out this week, and I had the intention of getting reading this because they re-released issue number 1. I was like, oh, this looks like a really cool book and all of that. And I think probably the first 12 issues are on Comixology Unlimited. I'll have to check that out so I can actually get caught up with it and decide if I do actually want to keep subscribing to that one. But so no offense to the makers of Moonshine, the comic, or the actual substance. I just don't, I don't know. I just completely forgot that was on my list. I think that's really the only, and then Go Power Rangers number 25 that came out this week, and I just haven't been reading the Power Rangers books at all, so I should scale back on those or just cut them off completely is what I actually mean. But then again, I also asked for excuse me, for I think it's the Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles crossover book that's coming out pretty soon. So maybe I should just continue with that and just get caught up on it. Not that ties in, they tie into each other at all with the main series. But anyway, those are the two that I think I should probably not get anymore. But again, no offense to them. It's just books that I haven't been reading. I'm really excited for this. Tales from the Dark Multiverse, another one of those, Blackest Night. And I feel like all of these, I should read the originals before I read these Dark Multiverse versions. But then again, Blackest Night, the original is like 1,000 pages, and I have the hardcover of like deluxe edition of that, and it's I'm so excited to read that at some point. But a lot of that's gonna have to wait until after I moved into a new apartment, since now I have most everything packed up into boxes. So, but they're not like sealed up or anything. It's pretty easy to get to them if I did want to actually read. Anyway, yeah, Blackest Night, Dark Multiverse. That looks pretty cool. Usagi Yojimbo, issue number 6. This is the Goblin of Adachigahara. It does not have a multi-part subheader on that title there, so I'm guessing this is a standalone issue. And I still have to go back and read, like, I think issues 2 through 5 I still need to read. But anyway, Vampirella Red Sonja, issue number 3. Both of them, they're it looks like they have just killed some type of dragon thing. DC Superhero Girls, the 100-page giant. This is 5 action-packed adventures in here. It's their biggest challenge yet, a school dance. It's an epic dance battle, a field trip back in time. Those are 3 of the stories in there. And yeah, it looks like that's going to be a lot of fun. That's right. I also picked up some chapter books. Because I made an extra trip because I realized I was missing an issue of Wonder Twins. And so I stopped in over the weekend to see if they saw any issues of that book that I was missing. They did not, unfortunately, but I did order that on eBay. So I will have the complete... I will not have that gap. And I also got it on Comixology so I could actually read it, so I could get caught up. But yeah, Wonder Twins is so good. So good. But anyway, there's one issue... I forget the Wonder Twins names, but the boy, he becomes the pit boss for the school casino night, and it was so funny. I think that's my favorite thing to happen in that series so far. Is he's like gets really into it, and I don't remember exactly what happens. Like it's a secondary story, but he gets out of it. He's like that. I don't like how this has changed me. I need to get out of this line of work. It's really funny. I like it a lot. Okay, so these chapter books I pre-ordered a bunch of them that are coming out soon, and I bought all of the ones that they had. So they only had 6 of them at my local comic shop, Hall of Justice Comics. Look them up online. They do online orders. They are awesome. Go check them out. One of the things that sets them apart from every other comic book shop that I've been to is that they bag and board all of their books right when they come in. They get them in that protective, they get them in there protected. It's great. It's great. I never have to worry about their quality. Their quality control is fantastic, and the quality of their books is maintained from the beginning. And you go through their whole backlog of all the old books, and none of them are going to have that rack warp situation. Go check them out. They're great, especially if you're in Colorado. Go to the actual store. If you're visiting Colorado, go to the actual store in Parker. It is kind of far out away from if you're like downtown, and it's really far if you're just going to like Boulder or something. But go check them out. They're awesome. So anyway, you choose Wonder Woman, The Crystal Quest, and you choose Wonder Woman, Myth Monster Mayhem. Both of them have 12 possible endings. Look like a lot of fun, and I intend to give these to my niece and nephew for their birthday. My niece I don't think is old enough to understand the choose. Well, if she's having it read to her and she gets to choose what happens, this could be a lot of fun for her. But anyway, so yeah, there's I got the Wonder Woman books for her, and then these Batman books for my nephew. We have Batman, The Man Behind the Mask, Batman, Funhouse of Evil, and all of these are they're like 50 pages, which is, it's a real good length, 56 pages, I think. But Batman, 5 Riddles for Robin, so technically that's a Robin book, and Catwoman's Halloween Heist. So I am definitely going to read these because they're not like sealed or anything. So I'm going to read them before I wrap them up as presents. And then also I talked about the DC Superhero Girls books that I had gotten, and those are going to be, I'm going to read those before I give them as well. Because why not? Books are meant to be read. Everybody should read all of them that you have access to. All right, in reverse alphabetical order for the rest of the books that I picked up. Wonder Woman number 82. Great Jenny Frison variant cover there. I'm really glad that she's still doing all the Wonder Woman cover. They have to make a poster book of her art. Like, please, DC, make a poster book of her. There's a bunch of other really great poster books now. I only have the one of Art Germ's posters, covers, but there's at least 2 other ones that are really good, but they don't have a Jenny Frison Wonder Woman poster book. I think those would sell better than anything else ever sold before. Maybe that's, I don't know. Yeah, I think so. It's great. Superman, issue number 17. We got Superman and Wonder Woman and Batman there on the cover, on the variant cover. I don't know what's going on. I'm not caught up on Superman. I did catch up on Supergirl, and then realized as I was reading it, like, okay, I'm already like 2-3 pages into this. It was like, this takes place after the events of Leviathan Rising or whatever. And like, oh, I haven't read that yet. And that book is like 72 pages. And that's a lot to read, to go out of the way so that I can read these 20 pages. So I did have not read any of the event Leviathan stuff yet, but I am like sort of aware of stuff that is part of it because I'm caught up on Supergirl. Anyway, I'm sure it's the same thing for Superman currently, but anyway, Justice League Odyssey number 15. We've got I just see anybody who kind of looks like Darkseid and assume that's Darkseid. So I'm assuming that's Darkseid on the cover, but I'm probably wrong. All the villains are Darkseid. I am not caught up on Odyssey at all, but yeah. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy issue number 3. I got the 2 of the variant covers. So one, and they span across. They match up with each other. So one with Ivy, one with Harley, and then the main cover, of course, with them about to ruin Tea Time with Mad Hatter. Future Foundation, issue number 4. Everybody's out in the vacuum of space, so they might be dead. I'm going to assume that they die in this issue, like all of them. So we'll see what happens there. The Flash number 82, we've got the this variant cover with this cover is really cool. I like the black and white. The background is all black and white, and his shadow is like the negative space out of the motion blur of his Speed Force trail behind him. I like this design a lot. Go check it out. Go check out this variant. I don't know who the artist is. I'm gonna look up who the artist is. Why not? If you're wondering why this episode doesn't sound, it probably does still sound different from the previous episode about NXT. As I'm not using my my microphone. I'm just using the phone's microphone because I just felt like that doing that way. But let's see. Variant cover. Kamome Shirahama did this variant cover. So that is really, really cool. I'm not familiar with that artist. So awesome. Oh. That probably also sounds very different from other episodes. Event Leviathan issue number 6. I already talked about that a little bit. Not this issue, but Event Leviathan in general. The variant cover for that with Leviathan. Is that the character's name? Is that the character's name? Is that the character's? Yes, it is. No, is it? I think so. Detective Comics issue 1015. Another cool variant cover with the Dark Knights in like it feels like a steampunk setting. There's like a blimp and stuff in the background, and the moon is very dark for some reason. The moon is barely lighter than the sky around it. Then Collapser issue number 5, 22 pages of action, all in full color. The complete story of the daring exploits of the one and only Collapser. There you go. If you aren't on board with it already, issue number 5 is taking it to the streets. I don't know what that means. Catwoman issue number 17. I had the variant cover her here with her laying with her head back over the ledge of the top of the building with the moon very large. The moon in this, okay, so the moon, compare this. I know you're not looking at this, but the moon is bright white as it usually is when it's a full moon. So I guess it must be a new moon over here. So you can still kind of see the moon, but it's just barely. Compared with the Detective Comics cover. I realized that I only picked up a couple individual issues of Batman that I didn't actually subscribe to it. When maybe I should, but then again, I like getting the deluxe hardcovers of Batman, and it's basically double dipping. So most of the books I subscribe to, they don't have the hardcovers. The big deluxe versions. Justice League does, so I am double dipping on that if I do continue getting those. But and then Detective Comics does, so I am starting to do that if I do continue to get those. But like the Flash doesn't. I don't think the Green Lantern does. There's a bunch of like Catwoman definitely doesn't. Supergirl doesn't have the hardcovers. Deluxe versions. So yeah, that's my reasoning for that. The Wedding of Spider-Man and Black Cat. Wait, what? Spider-Man says. And I have the same reaction. What's going on here? This is a Black Cat annual number 1. I might just have to read that right now, even though I should go to bed after I finish recording this. Early flights. My flight is at 5:30, so I think I'm gonna leave at like 3. so I can get parked and then get onto the shuttle to get to the thing. Yeah. It's going to be an early morning, and it's a short flight, so I'm not really going to be able to sleep that well on the flight, but it's going to be good. It's going to be real good. Batman's Grave, issue number 2. The first issue is really good. This variant cover is awesome, as him having jumped out of the bat plane. It doesn't look like a bat. It looks like a moth with a big old nose. Or a butterfly. No, not a butterfly. A backwards flying wasp. I don't know. Anyway, Batman and the Outsiders, issue number 7. Also out this week. And then finally, this one I missed adding to my poll, but luckily they had plenty of copies. I could pick up The Dollhouse Family, number 1. This is part of Joe Hill Presents Hill House Comics. So I know nothing about this, but I love all these DC Black Label books. So I'm going to check that out. I did read the other Basketful of Heads. That looks pretty cool. Normally I'm not a fan of them of stories that like start with something in the middle of it and then go back, like as just like a little teaser of like the exciting stuff to happen. In this case, I appreciated that because the whole premise of the book, or the whole premise of the title is not an element of any of the book if they didn't do that at the start, those first couple of pages with the actual basket full of heads. But yeah, it's an interesting book. Go check it out. It's another Joe Hill Presents Hill House Comics book there on DC Black Label. So yeah, that is everything. I did have a chance. I already recorded that episode of The Mandalorian about The Mandalorian. Go watch that show. Check it out. I started watching Lady and the Tramp, the new live action version, and it's all right so far. I haven't seen the original in a long time, so I don't know how different it is or anything like that. But it seems pretty fun so far. A nice family film. So I'll talk about that more if I do end up watching more of it. And there's a whole slew of other stuff that I need to get watched. And this coming Tuesday is Mr. Mercedes season 3 finale. I will definitely be doing an episode just about Mr. Mercedes at some point. Probably on Tuesday after I watch that episode. So stay tuned for all that. Let me know what you thought about any of these comics that came out this week. And if you like these chapter books, if there's other chapter books that have come out, they are from... they don't show up in my comics catalog because they're not comics, but they're from Capstone Publishing, capstonepub.com. If you've read any of these, any of the other ones... and if you have any of the other ones that I don't have and you don't want them anymore, let me know. I'd be interested in purchasing them. But yeah, I think that's everything. Also, I totally forgot that I picked up this series, Severed Souls, The Order of the Revenant. The artist and author, he was at a show, the last show that I was at in San Antonio, whatever that show is called. I think that I forgot to talk about that when I got them, and it's pretty interesting stuff. It's with there's some like a time travel, multi-dimensional sort of not afterlives, reincarnation type stuff going on with this book. He's telling me about it, and I was really into it because it's like all the kind of stuff that I like. So yeah, go check that out. I have read the first issue, haven't gone around to reading the other 6 that were out at the time when I got them. And there's going to be more, even more than that. So yeah, check that out. Look him up at severedsoulsbook.com. It's from Dimension Comics. So that's it. That's it for everything. this week. Let me know. Yeah, tweet me at TIW Podcast. Go to TIWpodcast.com for more reviews. If you enjoyed this episode or anything else on the site, please share some links with your friends. Subscribe on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, wherever you like to listen. Stay safe out there in all the infinite multiverses. So I can see you next time here on TIW Podcast. Bye.